Hello and welcome to the ScotLIS video. In this video we'll be looking at commercial searching on ScotLIS. The purpose of this video is to take you through two different examples, looking through the land register when you come across property that is of a commercial nature. So you can see that I'm signed in to my ScotLIS account. I'm on the home page currently. And for the purpose of the examples today, we're going to be looking through the land register. So if I just click on it like so, it will take me to my next page where I would input my search details, whatever I thought was relevant. So I could use any one of these features on the left-hand side, or I could use the interactive map on the right-hand side. Now, for these examples, I'm going to put in the title number directly. And if you've not got the title number, don't worry, there's various different other options to use. So for this one, I'm going to input my title number like so. And the first example we're going to be looking at is a post office example. So if I just search like so, it'll take me directly to my property summary page. So you can see there at Falkirk Delivery Office. Now, this is all up front and free information that you're seeing currently. It's not until you're actually pressing the Buy Now button that you're committing to any purchase. So what can we see up front? The title number, the date the title was updated to, the pending applications, if there was any, it would show there's 0 for this one. The interest in the property being tenancy, and we'll go into a bit more detail about that when we look at the title sheet and plan. The property type, so this is listed as a commercial property, and obviously commercial meaning business. Now, there is 6 property types that a property could be within Scotland, being residential, commercial, like this one just now, land, agricultural, forestry, and other. So whatever one's relevant, it would be inputted here. The date of entry, the consideration, there was no consideration, so no money crossed hands at the last purchase, and also the Saysian search sheet, the number. Now, you also get a subject's description, and it just confirms that it's the subject's edged red on the title plan, and you can see there. So obviously a good indication of the property boundaries. We'll get an exact when we look at the title plan. You can also see this blue strip. So this is likely to be a burden, and we'll take a look at exactly what that is within the title sheet and title plan. So if we want to go ahead and purchase, all we need to do is click on view options, and then we're took to this page, and it's just confirming the price of £3 plus VAT, so £3.60 in total. And you've got down here your search reference. So if you thought that was applicable, then put in whatever you want, but I'll not put in any for the purpose of this. Now, you can see here that you are, firstly, you've got your search summary, so just the date and time of search, your transaction number, and then it takes you down to your title information and how you want to get this information. Now, it says here you can enter up to 4 email addresses separated by a comma. So this will automatically pre-select whoever signed into the ScotLIS account, their email will automatically show here. Now, my email is blurred out due to GDPR reasons for the purpose of this video, but you can put in up to 4 email addresses, whatever you thought was relevant. You can also see here the email subject. So it's just a standard text that it puts in automatically, just with the title number. However, whatever you thought was relevant, you can change that about. And then you would get your 2 different PDF documents emailed out to you. Now, if you only wanted one of these, then feel free just to deselect whatever you didn't want. And you can also combine these. So you would get this in one single PDF, title sheet and title plan if you thought that was relevant, and then you could email that. You can also at this stage download the combined title sheet and title plan as well. However, for the purpose of this video, we're just going to look at it in the online format. So firstly, your title plan. Now, if we open that up, firstly, what we're seeing is the Ordnance Survey National Grid reference. You've also got your title number and the survey scale here. And then you can see our map. Now I'll just zoom in like so, and you can see there the clear property boundaries edged in red, and then this blue strip, which we'll take a look at just to see what that is just in a second. So if I just zoom back out of that and then go down to our title sheet. Now, obviously our title sheet is section A down to D, filled with various different property information. Now section A is some of the information we've already seen in the property summary initial page. However, just to go over this, we've got our date of first registration, our date title sheet updated to hectarage code. Our real right being tenancy. Now, that's because they've got a tenancy over the land in question. You've also got the map reference, the title number, the cadastral unit, the Saysian search, the property address, and description. Then you've got the lease here, so the details of that. So you've got the parties that are involved with this, the date of recording or registration, and also the term as well. So some useful information there. So you can see the parties being to HM Postmaster General. So Section B, proprietorship. So whoever owns this, you can see there that the Royal Mail Group Limited own this, and it confirms the registered number. And you can also see down here the date of registration, the date of entry, and the consideration. And there's no consideration, so no money passed hands as discussed earlier. Now, Section C, that would just be if there was any standard security on the property, a mortgage, but there's not for this, so we don't need to cover that. And then going down, we've got our burden section. So usually when you look at a title plan, it can either just be a nice straightforward simple one, just edged in red, and it just doesn't have any burdens on it. And it doesn't always necessarily mean that a burden would show in a color, because there can be other stuff. But for the purpose of this one, there is a burden. And if you remember, it was colored in blue. So what we can do is read through this, and feel free to pause the video and take a full read through this. But if I just went through Control and Find and just searched for blue, just to see this, exactly where this is. So what it says is, reserving to the lessor's right to resume without diminution of the rent hereinafter specified a frontage strip in Vicar Street for the purpose of effecting future road improvements. So that's what this front strip is in tinted blue. It's to do with effecting future road improvements. So that is what you'll find in the burden section. Now, that concludes our first example. Now we'll just go back to our ScotLIS homepage and then go back into the land register, and we'll go on to our next example. And for this one, again, I'm going to search by title number. Now, this one, we're going to be looking at a Tesco store. So we'll take a look at that just now and search on that, and it will take us directly to our property summary page. And again, just like the previous one, the property information, you can see there on the map, there's various different colours on this one, and we'll take a look at a few of those when we purchase the title sheet and title plan. But again, you can see the interest is being as a tenant, and the property type is commercial. You can see there the consideration is £65,000 per year. So you've got your subject description as well. And again, just confirming this on the map on the right hand side. So all we would do is just view options on this, and then it would allow us to buy, and then it would take us to our search summary page. And again, just like the first example, I'll not recover the email addresses and all the PDF documents, as we've already covered that, but I'll go down to the title plan and title sheet. So firstly, the title plan. So we'll view that. You can also download it in this format as well. So you can see there just the similar details, obviously different to our first example. However, I'll zoom into the map now, and we can see here all these different colours. You've got it edged in red. We'll take a look at to see what this pink is, and this will be contained within the burden section. So just before we do that, we will look at our title sheet. So section A. Now, we covered what sort of property information that you do get. However, for this one, you can see that there is a lease, again, just like the previous one, and the parties involved with this from West Point Developments Limited to Tesco Stores Limited, and you can see the date of recording there as well. Now, going further down, we can see the proprietorship being Tesco Stores Limited, so they are the owners of this specific property, and you can see there the consideration, date of entry, date of registration. Section C, there are no entries, so there's no outstanding standard security mortgage on this property. And then you've got 7 different burdens. So you can see there, and when you're doing examples, feel free to look it through all the burdens. But I mentioned would take a look at what the area in pink meant. So That's contained within burden 3. So just to look at that, and again, feel free to pause the video at this point and just take a full look through. So there's burdens on this. So a disposition by British Transport Commission, and it contains the following burdens. So any servitude rights of way leave for laying and maintaining sewers, drains, gas and water pipes, cables, telegraph and telephone poles, wires and stays that may be laid in, through or across the said plot or area of ground. So if we go a bit down to number 3, are said disponees and their aforesaid before carrying out any operations or commencing the erection of any buildings on the said plot or area of the ground hereby disposed shall be bound to submit to the Railway Executive Estates and Rating Surveyor, St Enoch's Station, Glasgow, for approval, plans, sections and detailed drawings. So how do we know that that is the area in pink? Well, if I put in pink like so, just into the search bar, you can see there the square yards of ground tinted pink. So it's in the first bit. So everything that's contained within this burden is within the ground tinted pink. So everything that I said there. So if I just scroll back up to that map, like so, you can see there quite a large area of that covers on the title plan. So that concludes our look at commercial searches. I hope you found that useful, and thank you very much for listening.